Hey, it's me, Eric Edelman with Century 21 Award Realty, and I'm here today with my good friend John Fuller with CrossCountry Mortgage. And I wanted to bring John in today to talk a bit about interest rates because that's on everybody's mind. And in particular, the one program that we talked about before, John, but we kind of were all over the place in that conversation with a few different things. But the 2-1 buy down, how does that work?
Yeah, so great point, great topic today. The biggest question, obviously, I get all the time is, hey, what are your, what are the rates?
Yeah.
What are the best rates, right? Or people are not wanting to buy a home, and the biggest reason you ask, oh, the rates are too high.
Yeah.
Can't afford it, it's too expensive, that kind of thing, right? So,
Right.
yeah, like we talked about last week, the 2-1 buy down is, in my opinion, the best strategy at all right now. It's the only one you should be doing as far as from a listing perspective, right? Offer that in the remarks on the NMLS. I think it's a great thing to do. And from the buyer's perspective, I think it's the best, right? Obviously, we talked about adjustable rates and buying points and that kind of thing, but the 2-1 buy down is far superior for a couple reasons.
Yeah.
First of all, it's going to save you the most money each month.
Yeah.
It's going to save you a ton. I think we use the example of $700,000 loan amount, which is the new average, right? The new loan
Right.
amount $715. So we use that example, and how it works essentially is, let's say the rate today was 6%, right? Just using it as kind of a basis. It's probably close to that.
Right.
You are able to get a seller credit, right? The buyer can't pay for it; has to come from the seller, or
Right.
a combination of the seller and the lender. You're buying the interest rate down by 2 whole percent points, right? So instead of it being 6, your payment's going to be based off of a 4% rate,
Right.
for the first year you own that property.
Right.
And the second year, where the one comes into play, is it's 1% less. So
Gotcha.
the 4% rate the first year, the 5% the second year, and then the third year is fully amortizing for the remaining 28 years. So
Right.
it is a fixed rate loan, and as soon as I mention that, everyone asks, well, can I refinance?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely you can, and you should. And everybody that's doing these right now is doing it with the intent to refinance. So some basic math, right? I mean, you're going to save on $700,000. It's about $850 a month just in interest for the first year.
That's huge.
That's a massive amount of money on a payment, right?
Right,
People
right.
are going to feel that. Allows you to get in a house that is affordable for right now. Rates are going to drop. Interest rates will drop. They follow inflation. Inflation's already starting to come down a little bit.
Yeah.
It was 9.1. It was 8.5. Now it's 8.3. So
Yeah.
as inflation starts to get under control, rates will improve. Next, June, July is kind of the thought process and the goal of most experts is when they think it's going to happen. So allows you to get into a home, maybe have that 2-1 buy down in place for 10, 12, 16 months.
Yeah.
And that 2-1 buy down, it's going to cost the seller on that home roughly around $15,000, right?
Yes.
That money goes into basically a pool, and it pays the difference in the payment each and every single month, right? So let's say that you use 10,000 of that 15,000, and rates improve back down into the high 3s, low 4s, which is where I think they're going to settle.
Right.
You refinance when the rates drop, and the extra $5,000 that's in the account, that money just gets sent back to you in the form of a check, or you can use it to pay down the principal again. So it is an awesome thing for the buyer.
Right. So on a $700,000 loan amount, let's assume the buyer has 20% down. That would be right around what home price is that we're talking about?
Yeah, you're probably talking mid-9s.
Right. So the median priced home, if I've got a seller who's selling one of those, paying $15,000 towards a 2-1 buy down is going to help a buyer out a lot more than if they dropped the price, $20,000 or $30,000. I would think.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the most normal drop, right, is somewhere between the $20,000 to $50,000 mark.
Yeah.
And that's really only going to save you, a couple $100 a month in payment, right? Probably right around 2.
Right.
And where you can net more as a seller, you're only going to give up $15,000, and the buyer benefits by gaining $850
Yeah.
decrease in payment, which is
that's
huge.
and that's where I think, this is a great message for both buyers and sellers. Something like this is a creative but not a dangerous way at all of helping with payment. It's not a funny loan of any kind. It's a 30-year fixed, and being able to save like $800 the first year and then $400 a month the second year, while we wait for rates to settle down, is it's a great way in my view to both keep that price support in the market and
Yes.
and to help buyers get into houses.
Yeah, yeah. As we're seeing, right, home values are up. They're going to keep creeping up. They're supposed to be. I read 3.8% was the prediction by the Case-Shilling, which is a pretty good measure of equity, right? So prices are creeping up. Get in now. Again, I always say, marry the house, date the payment, date the rate, right? Don't bring the rate home to mom and dad.
Yeah, right.
Get into something now where you can afford it, refinance to another 30-year fix, get that money back, and you'll be in a much better spot.
Well, that makes a ton of sense to me. And, that's really what I wanted to get at today, is just talking about that as a way of, saving on that initial payment and also helping the seller out by putting more money in their pocket at the same time. I like solutions that are win-win, and that's what we're all about. And I know that's what you're all about too. So thanks for coming in to chat about it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Anytime.
All right. Awesome. All right, so Eric Edelman, Century 21 Award Realty, and John Fuller here with CrossCountry Mortgage. You got any real estate or lending questions, give either one of us a call, and we'll be happy to help.